Hi and welcome to another video. So today we're here for a bit of a different video. As you can see, I have Ruby and we're going to be doing a dog training video. Now I haven't done one of these before and if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Bianca. Typically I do lifestyle and vlog type videos, so if that's something that you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button or check out my other videos on my channel. But we'll get straight into this video. I have recently trained Ruby to signal or to ring a bell when she needs to go outside. But before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little bit of context as to why this is a method that we've been using to train Ruby. So we currently live in an apartment. So living in an apartment is kind of complicated because I can't just leave our back door open for Ruby to use a backyard to go to the bathroom whenever she wants. Another thing that we found challenging is that Ruby is a quiet dog. She will not sit and scratch at the back door. She won't whimper or bark when she needs to go outside. So as you can imagine, that is very challenging. So we had to provide Ruby with a tool to be able to communicate to us when she needed to go outside, which is why we've used this bell method. Now this method is not at all mine. I do not claim this method. After a bit of Googling, researching, looking through YouTube, I was able to find this method. But today I just wanted to take you through it and break it down into 4 simple steps to let you know that it is achievable, because I actually purchased the bells 6 months ago and I never trained Ruby because I was just worried that she's not going to get it. It's a bit complicated. I don't know whether that's a trick she can learn, but with enough persistence, Ruby has learned how to ring the bell to signal how to go outside. So to be able to train your dog, you're going to need 2 things. You're going to need treats and you're going to need bells. I just purchased these bells off eBay and I attached them to my own string so that they were the perfect length for our doorway. But you can get all sorts of different bells. I'm going to put these down because they're ringing way too much. You can get all sorts of different bells. You can get ones that hang on the doorknob. You can get ones that screw into the wall. I just bought bells, put them on some ribbon and use a command hook to put them on the wall next to the door. I guess you need to just assess your situation and figure out what's best for you. So I'm quickly going to take you through the steps before we get into the training video. So step 1, introduce your dog to the bells. And now maybe you can disregard this step. It really depends on your dog. For Ruby, we had to use this step. Step 2, we're going to train your dog to ring the bell on command. Step 3, we're going to teach your dog that ringing the bell gets the door open. And then step 4 is about refining. Train your dog to only ring the bell when they need to use outside. Also, a quick disclaimer, I am in no way a dog trainer, nor do I claim to be a dog trainer. Ruby is now over a year old, so I've had a lot of experience, I guess, with training Ruby, and I just wanted to share my experience and maybe remove any feelings of hesitation that you may have, because like I said, I bought these bells like 6 months ago, but following these 4 simple steps, Ruby was able to successfully ring the bell to indicate that she needs to go outside. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so welcome to the front door of my apartment. I know this is a bit of an awkward place to be filming a video. I'm currently kneeling on the floor in front of the bathroom door, but this is where we trained Ruby. So as I mentioned, step 1 is to familiarize your dog with the bells. Now this is something that I definitely had to do with Ruby because she was petrified of the bells the first time that we brought them out. I wish I would have filmed it, but I'll just show you how I did that. So basically I brought the bells out and I allowed Ruby to sniff them, smell them, and as soon as she got close to the bells, I would reward her to say that it was a good thing. I didn't have the bells up on the wall when I was introducing them to Ruby. I just laid them on the floor and she was able to approach them herself. Okay, so once your dog is familiar with the bells and they're no longer afraid of them, the next thing to teach them is to ring the bell on command. Now Ruby is going to get this straight away because we have practiced a lot. So it did take us maybe 5-10 minutes across 2 nights to get Ruby familiar with the idea of ringing the bells. And at first it was simply a nose touch to the bells, and now when she is not afraid at all to make quite a bit of noise with the bells. When teaching a dog to ring the bell, you may need to prompt them by bringing the treat quite close to the bell, like so. And then when they get confident, you give them the treat straight away. Ready? Ring the bell. Good girl. So that's something that I had to do at first with Ruby. As you can see them get more confident with the idea of ringing the bell, you can simply prompt them by pointing rather than placing the treat directly next to the bell. Good girl. So as Ruby became more and more confident, my prompt reduced to simply ring the bell. Good girl. Whereas at first I was hovering the treat quite close to the bell. You're so good at this. You can see that Ruby is extremely confident with the bell. Okay, so once you feel that your dog is very confident at ringing the bell on command, the next step is to teach your dog that ringing the bell gets the door open. The simple fact that the door is opening and they get to go outside is a reward in itself. So I didn't use as many treats in this step, but I guess you know your dog best and how they learn. For Ruby, opening the door was enough of a treat for her and an incentive to ring the bell. So I'll just quickly show you how that looked like with Ruby. So now in this part of the process, you will be going in and out quite a bit. Slowly over a few days, your dog will start to get the idea that when they ring the bell, they get to go outside. Ring the bell. Good girl. Let's go outside. So as you just saw, step 3 was letting your dog know that when they ring the bell, it opens the door. Once your dog gets the hang of this, you'll find that they probably ring the bell when they want to go play outside, and they're not necessarily understanding that ringing the bell to go outside is for a purpose. Which brings us into step 4. Step 4, you need to train your dog that ringing the bell is for only when they need to go outside to go to the toilet. Now this step probably takes the most time and the most amount of patience, and still to this day Ruby will sometimes ring the bell if she wants attention or if she does want to play outside. And basically what I found is that it comes to you understanding your dog and what they're trying to communicate to you. So a few tips that I have for this step would be, if your dog rings the bell to indicate that they need to go to the toilet, as soon as they go to the toilet, make sure that you sing praises and you give them that treat, and that just indicates to them that they've done something good, that that's what they're meant to do when they go outside. The second tip that I have is to use your judgment. For example, we have had situations where Ruby has just rung the bell, gone outside, done her business, come back in, and 5 minutes later she's rung the bell to go outside again. Now this is probably just because her play was cut short or something like that. Maybe she wants attention. So this is where you come in and use your judgment to know whether or not your dog needs to actually go outside again. Okay, so that does bring me to the end of this video. I just want to say, training your dog to ring the bell to go outside takes a lot of repetition. Your dog may get it quickly, it may take a few weeks. It's important to remember that every single dog is different and they learn at different rates. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to get to you and answer to the best of my ability, because as I mentioned, I'm definitely not a dog trainer. So that is all that I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button because it helps me out a lot, and if there are any other dog training videos that you would like to see, let me know, because Ruby does know quite a few tricks and I'd love to be able to share those with you. But as I mentioned, please don't be afraid to check out any other videos that I have. Ruby definitely features in them. But until next time guys, bye.